She would sleep with a man at night and have him killed before sunrise. No romance, no feelings, no mercy. This was Queen Amina of Zaria, the warrior queen who conquered 34 kingdoms, commanded thousands of soldiers, and never let any man control her, not even for one day. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of the most powerful woman in West African history. A queen who refused to be tamed, a queen who chose war over marriage, a queen who built walls that still stand 500 years later. And trust me, by the end of this story, you'll understand why men feared her more than death itself. Let's go back to the year 1533 in the ancient city of Zazzau, what we now call Zaria in northern Nigeria. This was the time of the great Hausa Kingdoms, powerful city-states that controlled trade routes across the Sahara Desert. Gold, salt, slaves, horses, leather. If you wanted to get rich, you had to pass through Hausa land. And Zazzau was one of the most important kingdoms. Queen Bakwa Turunku ruled Zazzau with wisdom and strength. She was respected, she was feared, and she had 2 children, a daughter named Amina and a son named Karama. Now, here is where the story gets interesting. Most royal families in those days would train their sons to be warriors and their daughters to be wives. That was the tradition. Boys learn to fight, girls learn to cook and take care of children. But Amina, she refused. From the age of 6, while other girls were learning how to grind pepper and weave baskets, Amina was watching the soldiers train. She would sneak out of the palace and go to the training grounds where warriors practiced with swords, spears, and bows. The soldiers would laugh at her. "Go back to your mother's kitchen, little girl. War is not for women." But Amina didn't leave. She watched. She learned. She studied their movements, their techniques, their strategies. One day, when she was about 10 years old, one of the soldiers made fun of her. "You think you can fight like us? You are just a small girl. You'll probably cry if you see blood." Amina walked up to him, picked up a wooden training sword, and challenged him. "Fight me," she said. "If I cry, I'll never come back here. But if I win, you have to train me." The soldier laughed. The other warriors laughed. Even the commander laughed. "Okay, little princess, let's see what you can do." They fought, and Amina beat him. Not by luck, not by accident. She actually beat him. The training ground went silent. Nobody was laughing anymore. From that day, the commander allowed Amina to train with the men, and her mother, Queen Bakwa, didn't stop her. Because Queen Bakwa knew something that other people didn't know. Her daughter was not ordinary. By the time Amina was 16 years old, she was already a better fighter than most of the soldiers in her mother's army. She could ride a horse faster than anyone. She could shoot an arrow with perfect aim. She could fight with a sword, a spear, a dagger. Anything you gave her, she could use it. But it wasn't just her fighting skills that made her dangerous. It was her mind. Amina understood war strategy. She knew how to read her enemies. She knew when to attack and when to retreat. She knew how to win battles before they even started. And as she grew older, she became more and more beautiful. Men from neighboring kingdoms started sending marriage proposals. Princes, wealthy merchants, powerful chiefs, everyone wanted to marry her. But Amina rejected them all. "I don't need a husband," she would say. I need an army. Her brother Karama didn't understand. Sister, you're supposed to get married. That's what princesses do. You'll have children, you'll have a home. And then what? Amina interrupted him. I'll sit in a palace while my husband makes all the decisions. I'll cook his food and warm his bed while he goes out to conquer kingdoms. No. If anyone is going to conquer kingdoms, it will be me. Karama shook his head. Mother won't allow it. But he was wrong. When Queen Bakwa died in 1566, the throne was supposed to go to Karama because he was the son. That was tradition. And for a while, it did. Karama became king. But he was weak. He was too kind, too soft. He didn't have the heart for war. And neighboring kingdoms started to see Zazzau as an easy target. Within 10 years, the kingdom was struggling. Then Karama died suddenly. Some people say he was poisoned. Some people say he died of an illness. Nobody knows for sure. But what everyone knew was this: Amina was next in line. And the day she took the throne, everything changed.
Amina became queen in 1576 at the age of 43. And 3 months later, she went to war. Not because someone attacked her, not because she needed to defend her kingdom. She went to war because she wanted to expand. Why should Zazzau remain small when we have the strongest army in Hausa land? She told her commanders. We will conquer every kingdom around us. We will control all the trade routes. We will make Zazzau the most powerful empire in West Africa. Her first target was the kingdom of Nupe, a rich territory to the south. Her advisors were worried. My queen, Nupe has thousands of soldiers. They have strong walls. They have nothing I can't break, Amina said coldly. Prepare the army. We march in 1 week. And they did. Amina didn't just send her soldiers to fight. She led them herself. She rode at the front of the army, her sword in her hand, her voice shouting commands. The battle lasted 3 days, and Amina won. The king of Nupe surrendered. He knelt before her, expecting mercy. Amina looked down at him. You have 2 choices. Swear loyalty to me and pay tribute every year, or I'll burn your kingdom to the ground and sell your people as slaves. He chose loyalty. This was how Amina operated. She didn't just conquer kingdoms, she made them work for her. Every kingdom she defeated had to send her gold, horses, food, and soldiers. Her army grew bigger and bigger. Over the next 34 years, Queen Amina conquered 34 kingdoms. Let me say that again, 34 kingdoms. From Nupe to Kwararafa, from Kano to Bauchi, every territory in northern Nigeria either bowed to her or was destroyed by her. She expanded Zazzau's borders further than any ruler before her, male or female. And everywhere she went, she built walls. Massive walls, strong walls, walls that protected her new territories and controlled the trade routes. These walls became known as Ganua Amina, Amina's walls. And some of them still stand today, 500 years later. You can still see them. That's how powerful this woman was. But here's the part of the story that people whisper about. Queen Amina never married. Not because she couldn't find a husband. Kings and warriors from across Africa wanted her. Some even proposed after she defeated them in battle. But Amina had a rule. No man would ever own her. However, she was still a woman, and she had needs. So after every conquest, after every victory, Amina would choose one man from the defeated kingdom, usually a handsome warrior, someone strong, someone brave. She would bring him to her tent. They would spend the night together. And in the morning, before the sun came up, her guards would take him away and kill him. Every single time. People were terrified. Men would literally run away when they heard Queen Amina was coming to their city. "Why does she do this?" her advisors asked her once. Amina's answer was cold and clear. "Because the moment a man thinks he owns me, he becomes dangerous. He'll try to control me. He'll try to take my power. He'll try to make me soft. I can't allow that. So I take what I want and I remove the problem before it starts." It sounds cruel. It sounds ruthless. But that's what it took to survive as a woman in power during that time. Because the truth is, if Amina had gotten married, her husband would have become the real ruler. That's how it worked back then. Women, even queens, were expected to submit to their husbands. But Amina refused to submit to anyone. She would rather kill 1,000 lovers than give up her throne to one husband. And that's exactly what she did.
For 34 years, Queen Amina ruled with an iron fist. She never lost a battle, not one. She made Zazzau the richest and most powerful kingdom in West Africa. Traders from as far as Morocco, Egypt, and even Europe came to Zazzau to do business. Gold flowed through her kingdom, horses, salt, leather. Amina controlled it all. She became so famous that Arab scholars wrote about her. They called her Amina, daughter of Nikatao, a woman as capable as a man. But even legends must come to an end. In 1610, during a military campaign in the town of Atagara, Queen Amina died. Some say she died in battle, her sword still in her hand, fighting until her last breath. Others say she died peacefully in her tent, surrounded by her commanders. Nobody knows for sure, but what we do know is this: she died the way she lived, unconquered, undefeated, unbowed. She never married, she never had children, she never let any man control her. And she left behind an empire that lasted for generations.
Today, over 400 years later, Queen Amina's legacy still lives on. Her walls still stand in Zaria, the trade routes she controlled still exist, and her story is still told to young girls across Nigeria as proof that women can be just as powerful as men. Some people call her a hero. Some call her a monster. But everyone agrees on one thing: Queen Amina of Zaria was the most powerful woman Africa has ever seen. She didn't wait for permission. She didn't ask for equality. She didn't beg men to respect her. She took power, she held on to it, and she made sure no one, man or woman, ever forgot her name. So the next time someone tells you that women can't lead, that women can't fight, that women are too weak to rule, remember Queen Amina, the warrior queen who conquered 34 kingdoms, the legend who proved that power has no gender.